Oh yeah, I got it.
Hi, everyone. Hey, welcome. Welcome to have you back here with us. I'm Annemiek. I'm the founder of the Academy, in case you didn't know that. And I'm here with Mirjam van Ruth.
Yeah.
And Mirjam is one of our coaches in training. She's also a coach and a trainer, and she runs programs for groups as well. One of the areas that she's active in is microdosing with plant medicine. And I'm super happy that we get to have this conversation, Mirjam. Welcome.
Yeah, me too.
So we're going to talk about what midwifing change means. And this is a great conversation to have with you because you have a variety in your background in terms of different coaching approaches. And so in soul-based coaching, we often talk about how it's like midwifing change. And so I would love to start off by this big question. What does midwifing change mean to you?
I think that I actually was very attracted by the word midwifing change. I remember when I signed up for the course, it triggered something, even though I didn't know what it was. And I think I've got it a little bit clearer now. For me, it's all about that yin quality of holding space, where we really hold the customer and create this sort of very safe space, which is riverbeds, where the customer can completely unfold and be themselves. And we give them the sort of safety to really go into their own inner world, which for them is also not something they normally go to. So with the type of questioning we do in soul-based coaching, is we really help people to get to know their own inner world better. And we create that very safe container where they can explore that.
Yeah, and when you say our clients get to know their inner world better,
Yeah.
what difference does that make?
Or for me, it's huge. It's I'm used to coaching it more from the conceptual paradigm, so where we talk a lot in a mind concept, and where that can be very interesting, and you can get to really nice insights. What I've seen in the past is that it's really difficult for people to implement change when they're in this treadmill, when they're running around, being busy and in this work and overloaded. They get all the insights, but it's very difficult to apply something because they haven't really felt it. So there's such a big difference between understanding something here in the mind space or actually understanding it on a much lower level. And then when you understand it on that sort of system level, you start making the change automatically. The change is almost like the change pulls you forward. And it's not like you have to sort of plan things or make action plans and make lists of how you're going to do something. It's really more that your system starts working for you. And that for me is really the change.
Yeah, I love that. I love the words that you're using here, that the change is pulling you forward as a
Yeah.
client. And I think that is a beautiful way of putting it. Because in the more traditional way of coaching, it's more about kind of how can we push things, how can we kind of make things happen.
Yeah.
And here we're helping the clients get to know their inner world in a very different way than they're used to. And then as we start to help them kind of make the inner connections and really work from that embodied sense of knowing that they have, then this change becomes in a way inevitable is often what I find. It's like the change itself is kind of pulling the client forward. It just wants to happen. And so yummy, that's beautifully succinct as well. Gorgeous. And so what difference does that make for you when you're now more in that midwifing change paradigm of coaching?
Yeah, it makes such a big difference. I used to live in my mind. And when I was coaching before, I was working really hard because I was constantly analyzing and I was like I wanted the customer to go somewhere. I saw what was necessary for them. And I really wanted to help them see that and want to help them find their way. So I was working very hard. And I find with this sort of coaching, it's still work because it's really, you have to be very clear about what you're mirroring back. So you're working, but it's not on that mind level. And it's much more about holding that space. It's a lot calmer quality. But I think what actually is interesting is it's for me, it's about much more than just these moments where I'm coaching. It really has a ripple-on effect in my entire life. Because I feel that with all of this and having had that year-long program where we were at least an hour a week completely into this yin space has really changed my way of being. And I love that yin space.
So yes, this is one of the side effects for people that sign up for the certification training now we have. Is that it is I guess in a way, if I would put words to it, it's about learning to relate to life in a different way. And so there is this sinking into more being than the thinking or the doing. And that is such an incredibly nourishing space to be in.
It's
so
huge.
When it's rippling out through your life, how do you notice it? Like what does that look like for people?
For people,
for the people around you and for yourself. I
think for me it makes a big difference because I'm just a lot calmer. I still get stressed sometimes because I have these patterns where I'm just busy doing things, and I'm definitely a human doer, and I'm moving much more to being a human being, I think. But I also noticed that for my friends and for my family, I am much more able to hold space and just to be there and listen and to not respond to everything anymore. Not try to fix everything anymore. So I imagine that I see for people that they really feel like, oh, I felt like such a nice place. I just felt so seen and heard and I could just be. And that's so amazing. But I also see it in relationship with my parents, for instance. I don't want anything anymore. I don't want to change anything anymore. I can just be there and hold the space for them while they're aging and struggling with certain things.
And what happens with the connection with your parents when you don't want things anymore?
It's a lot easier for me as well. I can really lean in the relationship much more, and it becomes gentler. There's not this mind which wants to do things or change things, or so a lot of the noise which is around these relationships is gone.
Yummy. Well, gorgeous. This is so beautifully succinct. I think it really touches on some of the very core things that happen when you start to learn how to use soul-based coaching in your life, in your work. So thank you so much. This is exactly what the 5-day training is going to be about next week. It's going to be inviting you, dear watcher, viewer, to have some of that experience for yourself, and to start learning to kind of peel away the layers that are preventing you from doing this right now, and also really showing you the way, like how do you help people connect to their inner world in a way that has this nourishing effect, and that isn't just navel gazing, and it isn't just kind of lots of analyzing about all the stuff that is in there and what they're feeling and why and where it came from. We're not talking about any of that because that's irrelevant. It's not needed. So there's a different way of connecting with self that we work with in soul-based coaching. So that is making you curious, and come and have a look, have a taste. We'll make sure to share the link down below. Any wise last words, Mirjam, or does it feel like we're complete here today?
I think we're complete. Yes.
Great. Wonderful. So if you're watching this, have any questions, let us know. We want to know all of the questions, all of the voices, all of the fears, all of the beliefs, all of the things that get triggered. Tell us about it, right? Because that makes it that we can actually dive into what's most juicy for you as you're watching. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.